Oh, there it goes.
Crap.
We're gonna have to build a new fence. Well, it's official. The fence fell down again. So I can't put it off any longer. I have to fix this before this little menace gets out. Huh. Gonna be building a new one. Half the battle is just deciding what fence you want to build. There's tons of designs online. I'm just looking up the basic American backyard fence. Privacy, about 5 foot tall, gonna provide some good privacy for us. So what I'm doing here, I'm string lining, I'm marking where my stuff is, and I'm actually going to make a list of supplies I'm gonna need.
Nice dog. I like the little blaze on his chest.
Yeah.
Find a good one?
Yeah. So pressure treated is going to be a little more expensive, but your fence is going to last a little longer. Keynote again, call 811 before you dig. I have a gas line right here, and that is right where my fence will be, so I don't want to put a post right through a gas line. That would be bad. Okay, I got my string line or plumb line, whatever you want to call it, all down my fence. So you got to make sure this lines up with all of your holes that you have dug your fence posts in. And one thing I'm noticing is my string line, might be a little hard to see on here, is crooked. It's about like this. So I'm gonna bring this stake over here this way to make this string line perfectly straight. The purpose of this string line is when I stand this post up, it should be touching the string line without bending it. As soon as it starts to bend, you're too far back. So what I've noticed on my poles further down that way is when I stand them up, it's bending this string. Whereas this one, I have enough room in the back and the front to stand this up perfectly straight without pushing on the string line. So this one should be good to set. Let me show you an example of what not to do. This one's a good example. I got plenty of room in the front, but not enough room in the back. So I only have about 2 inches behind this fence post. If I push this string line, my fence posts aren't going to be in line. So to make it perfectly level, I'm going to have to dig the back of this hole out a little more and fill in the front. I highly recommend this fast setting concrete mix, whereas this one, I can pour this straight into the post hole, pour some water in it, and it will set up fast. So no need to mix, no need to dirty your wheelbarrow, dirty your shovel. This will be the quicker option. And honestly, it's about the same price. You get a little less concrete, but it's a great option. Okay, let's pour the first bag of concrete and get this first post settled in. Once I'm done pouring the concrete, I'm gonna double check both sides are level again. So front and back are level, and side to side is a little uneven. So let's correct that. I'm gonna turn the water on and get it water. Some water in there. One thing to note too, if you have a deeper hole, say you use a 10-foot post, you can pour half the concrete bag in, water it, then pour the rest of the concrete in and water it. Good thing is you don't have to mix it at all. And as it's settling, I check the level, and right now it's level. So you can do this with a string line, but I don't have another string line. I probably should have bought one when I went and got more concrete, but it's a learning experience. So this takes about 20 minutes to dry. It's already hardening up here, but this is what it looks like. One thing I did learn that I know is a no-no is putting your boards sideways like this, just because they can hold water and now they're bowed. Instead, flip them sideways like this so they're flat against the wood. You have more surface area to hang your boards, and it doesn't collect this water to bow down. So I'm going to be laying them flat, and I think I'm only going to go with 2 on each. Okay, I got my first board up, perfectly level. One thing to note is this one was a little spaced out, so there is a gap right there. So it's better to be closer because you can always shave the board off than too far apart, because then you're gonna have gaps in your fence. One cool thing about DIY is you have no boss. You are your own boss, so you can make whatever decisions you want. If you don't like something, don't do it. If you have a different method, do it. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. Not every way is the right way, no matter what the YouTube comments say. But you can figure it out. I'm no expert on building fences, but I'm learning, and this is a DIY project. So I'm gonna do it a different way than Joe Schmo who lives in Oregon, who has a different setting, different purpose. So not every way is going to be the exact way to do something. You know, building a fence alone is pretty difficult, but like on a just winging it scale, like you can wing a lot of this, I've figured out. It doesn't need to be exact to the millimeter like some of your cuts inside that are gonna be so noticeable, like a bathroom or say a kitchen. So don't be intimidated when you're building your fence, because you can wing a lot of it, and if you mess up, honestly, it's not as costly as messing up drywall or electrical or something big like that. And also, you're gonna save a lot more money doing it yourself than hiring someone out. I'm sure this fence would have been over $2,200. I'll pull up the receipts after I'm done. This is all together going to be under $1,000 to build, easy under 1,000. So don't be intimidated by building a wood fence. It's not that hard. Laborist wise, yes. Skill wise, no. All right. We have the workings of a gate. Swings open just fine. I just need to make sure that it reaches far enough this way on the top and the bottom, and then I'm gonna put reinforcements on it. You're gonna want a jig between your boards. A jig is gonna make it easy because the spacing will be exact every single time instead of pulling out a tape measure. I'm just gonna slide this between each board when I hang them. This is just a stake, but you could cut a piece of 2x4 if you wanted. This is called a jig. Spaces in the fence are gonna allow the wind to blow through, so it doesn't have so much resistance and it won't fall down.
Subscribe to my channel.
So this is something I realized while building. If I stagger short, tall, you won't notice the level as much, because I'm just eyeballing this. Now, if I were to do this professionally, I'd probably run a level string line, and I might even string line the boards to get exactly where I want my screws to go in line. But again, this is a beginner fence. Whew. The fence is finished. Here's how it turned out. As you can see, my pattern. Up, down, up, down. I really like that pattern. We got a nice gap here so the wind can blow through. I got a gate. Swings open like this. Now, there's many ways to build a gate, same way as the fence. My suggestion personally is to buy a pre-made fence, just like this. A steel pre-made fence. It comes with a tensioner. You can build your own tensioner with wood. I would suggest adding those. You always want to have cross beams. Make sure you build it the right way. There are right ways to build these cross beams. Look up some designs online if you don't want to buy this pre-made kit. I actually used this one from my old fence, and I made sure to be using 3 beams instead of 2 because this is a gate and I want it to be built heavier and better. So this is what the back of my fence looks like. If I wanted more privacy, I could add an extra board on the back of this so you don't see any of the gaps, and they would offset these boards.